ATS/MEVO lovers. This is Mitch with ATSFE. I'm here to finish up the Battlefield Walkarounds for the first 4 MEVO or modern ATS EVO modules. Tony already did module 1, you can check that out, so I'm not going to belabor it. And this is just going to kind of be a quick overview of the 3 remaining. So we got number 2, which is the Russians, number 3, which is the Ukrainians, and number 4, which is Belarus, and the LPR and DPR, which is interesting given today's date of 17 July and what's happening over there now. But there you go. That's part of the reason these are being made, I'm sure. So anyway, you may recall, and as Tony said in the Battlefield Walkaround for number 1, which is the US, that comes with Chapter M, which are the actual MEVO rules. You also get those as a PDF when you order, which, you know, the latest Friday email, I'm going to put this down so you can start looking at stuff. The Friday emailer, you may have read or noticed that rules 5, 6, 7, and 8 get sent out. There's going to be an updated version of the rules that get sent out along with that, which is going to be kind of cool. So as part of module 1, Tony may have mentioned you also get some charts and stuff. In module 2, you do not get the rules, but you do get the Russian version of the charts. So it's a big, I guess that's 12 by 18, but again, you know, all the things that you need for shooting. These are going to be specific for the Russians, so it's got the specific Russian machine gun weapons and grenade launchers, as you can see here. Just like the one that came in the US one is specific to US equipment. Those are the only 2 large fold-out charts that you have, because of course Ukraine and Belarus and LPR, DPR all use either NATO or Russian or US or Russian equipment. So there you go. You have several other charts. This is a very chart-heavy game. Not gonna lie, it's not for the faint of heart. I'm trying not to show too much of the charts, right? But so these are the Russian Federation, Ukraine, Belarus missile tables, and the indirect fire and OVA tables, and there's just basically bunches of charts because there was a weapon type and then a bunch of ammo types that go with each weapon. In this particular module, you're going to get 4 maps. It's EV5. I have them out of order because I was using them. EV8, EV6, and somewhere in here is EV7. So you get that. They're all 12 by 18. I think Ray might have said something in the Friday emailer, but these are not overlap maps, right? So you don't overlap them. You just butt them up against each other as geomorphic maps, which makes them a little bit easier to put together. You just gotta watch it for when they start to, you know, fall apart on you or what have you, or scoot apart on you. Got that in there. So right there you're seeing scenario number 7. 1 through 6, of course, came in the US module. You're going to get 6 more scenarios, 7 through 12, and they're pretty much a mix of these. I think are almost all US versus Russian, except for one, which is Russian versus Ukraine. So you obviously would need the Ukraine module to fight scenario number 10. I think you also need some of the maps. I actually did an analysis on that, and we may talk about that later. Of course, you get 2.5 counter sheets of Russian stuff. Yours obviously will come with all the counters in there. I've already started punching some of these out to play some of the scenarios, but basically you get some Russian infantry, some more American M240 Bravos, a bunch of tanks. Cool. Helicopters, look at those. And there are rules for using helicopters, which is cool. Put these tanks over here. And then a bunch more infantry and weapons and stuff. And as I said, you can see I punched out some of this stuff already. And then you have a bunch of vehicle cards. I mean, you've got BMP-1s, T90. If you want to go old school, what was I looking at before? T55, back T62. So I mean, these vehicle cards are all 8.5 by 11. They're huge, with lots and lots of information on them. Here's your MI-17. That here should be MI-28. And that's about it. You do get another MHT, the multiple hit table, which you've heard us talk about, no doubt. Again, I don't want to spend a whole lot of time going through this because they're more or less the same. I'm just going to give you a quick glance. So you got the Ukrainians. Again, get a couple more maps in here. This is 9 and 10. This is more urban, I think. Yeah. So you can see that. I'm not going to open them up and show them. You get 6 more scenarios. I think these are all Russian versus Ukraine. So as long as you have the first 2 modules, module 2 and module 3, you could play any of the scenarios in here. Obviously, you would still need chapter M. Again, you get 2.5 counter sheets. Clearly, haven't punched any of those. Some infantry, weapons, more weapons. So notice there's some drones on here. So you can rules for that, right? And then more vehicles. So you get the T-84, the Ukraine version of the T-80, basically BTR-3. Some of the maybe the older stuff. Apparently, the Ukrainians use Humvees, so you've got a couple of those, right? Towed artillery has its own big card, right? Here's a big artillery piece to a 2S7. Everybody's favorite anti-aircraft gun, ZSU, right? More stuff. I mean, these are basically just all vehicle cards, T-80s, T-72s in the Ukraine. So mostly what the Ukrainians have in their inventory. And then last and not least, you've got this combined Belarus LPR, DPR thing. You get a couple more maps. This one, I guess we'll show that. You got a big old factory in there. Another big old factory there. Now this one had more scenarios. It had, let me see. This one comes with 10 scenarios, and it's kind of a mix. So you've got Ukraine versus pro-Russians, right, which would be the LPR, DPR. Ukraine versus the pro-Russians and the Russians. Ukraine. Belarus versus the U.S. More Belarus versus the U.S. So this one, obviously, you're going to need most of the modules to play. And then again, 2.5 counter sheets of stuff. These are the Belarus colors. And LPR, DPR. More stuff like that. There you go. Like I said, I just kind of wanted to give you a quick look. We said we'd do a quick battlefield walk around. There aren't any actual like BWs like in the classic ATS or CATS, what we've been calling CATS modules that you've seen, where there's a historical description. Because obviously this is not, well, some of it is historical, clearly, but there are no real historical scenarios. They're all hypothetical. I mean, there's not enough information coming out of there yet to do a quote-unquote historical, but to that end, you don't get a lot of like the battlefield walk around with terrain forms and that kind of stuff. And it's early days yet. I'm sure if it gets bigger and more popular or whatever, and as opposed to nationally based packs, you might get scenario packs. You might see some of that, but as of now, you just really kind of get what you need to play. Although, like I said, you need more than one module clearly to play. And I'll probably do a quick hot take on what comes in what and what you need to play what. But anyway, hopefully this gives you a good idea of what you get with the module 2, 3, and 4 to go along with Tony's module 1 review. And by all accounts, or by the last Friday emailer, sounds like the next batch 5, 6, 7, 8 will come out soon, and so we'll do a BW on that. So again, thanks for listening. If you're listening to this relatively soon, don't forget we have a giveaway going on. Comment. You can go look at the rules are online. Last podcast show notes, they're in the Discord. Ask us for an invite to the Discord. But basically, the rules are go comment on some piece of ATSFE, a podcast, a video, one of the blog entries, and then go on over to the Discord. There's a special channel set up. Show us or put a link in there for where you made the comment, and you're entered in the drawing. We're going to give away one of the D-Day. I can't even remember what it is. Anyway, there's a video on YouTube. You can see it's one of the big boxed sets for ATS, classic ATS. So anyway, get on out there, do that, and thanks for listening. See ya.